Well, you said, and you mentioned this in this interview already. You said black men are rare and N-words are everywhere.
Right, right.
Do you use the N-word in your normal speech?
I do use the N-word whenever I want to. I like the word nigga. I don't think that it sets us back at all. I think, language is my thing. That's how I make my living, is communicating. Communication is really an agreement on words between people. When it all started, there was no words. When the caveman wanted a stick and he was going to trade it for a rock, that stick was a and the rock was ooga ooga, and they said, okay, we agree. We got together and agreed the motherfucker was the motherfucker. And until we agreed on what a term meant, then there was no communication. It's just communication. I sell a t-shirt on my webpage, therealmichaelcolyar.com, called Nigga, N-I-G-G-A, naturally invoking God's greatest attributes. But on the back, it lists 8 of the countries in Africa that the word nigga comes from. And in each definition, it means king or emperor or god or goddess. So this society has taken a word that was really meant to lift us up and used it to beat us down with it. And now we struggle over a word that was really just hold our necks to the ground, but that word was a word that really empowers us. So it's just really how you use a word. It's the usage of a word. You could say it negative and be nasty, he a low down nigga. That's a terrible thing. But when black folks together, we take that word and kick it and spin it and flip it. Whoo, that's my nigga. You see that nigga over there? That's one fly ass nigga. But if you take it out of connotation, like Jewish people call Jews all the time. But if I call you a dirty Jew, it's a bad thing.
Yeah, but Jews don't call each other kikes. You say, yeah, that's my kike over there. You just don't hear that.
But what is kike? Define it.
A derogatory word for Jew. That's all I know.
Yeah.
You don't hear Mexican people calling each other spics.
No, but they do have derogatory words they use for themselves.
But not really in a endearing type of way. You see what I'm saying?
But they could, and that would take the power of hurt out of it.
Yeah.
And that is what happens with the word nigga. It takes the power out of it. You can't hurt me. Matter of fact, wait. White boy said it best. One of my favorite comedians, Lenny Bruce, Jewish, 60s. He had a routine where he would come out and say, he come in a restaurant, are there any Mexicans? Any Mexicans in here? What? Ain't no busboys in this motherfucker? Oh, there's one. Okay, we got 2 Mexicans. Any Jews? Okay, 2 Jews, 2 Jews, 2 Jews, 2 niggas, 2 Mexican nigga, Jew, nigga, kike. He said, why am I saying this? Because if I say the word nigga every day, then I can't hurt some little black girl on her way to school because somebody called her a nigga. Lenny Bruce did that in 1963, said that shit in a live audience about how to take the power out of a thing by utilizing it in such a way that it no longer has power over you. So yes, I use it in my act. If I'm standing around a whole bunch of white folks and it's just me and one black person, I'm probably not gonna say, man, this nigga this and this nigga that. Probably not. Because I don't want to feed their ears to the joy of us putting each other down. But if I'm with one of my partners, even if I'm in a group of white folks, man, that's my nigga, man. I'll say it if that's what I'm feeling, So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the problem is that even though it's used, amongst black people, as a term of endearment and so forth, as much power as that word, the strength of that word has been taken away. A guy in a Confederate shirt walking up to you, calling you that with the hard R is still probably going to make most black people upset.
Exactly, because you don't get to do that. The Confederate guy doesn't get to do that.
Yeah.
The black guy don't get to go call the Jewish guy the Jew. He don't get to do that because you're out of your proper zone. You can't be white and call me nigga. And I don't like to see white rappers say nigga. That's not theirs to say.
Yeah, I don't use the word at all.
Yeah, that's not for them
I literally do not use it.
But it is for me to say.
Yeah.
It is for me to say.
I don't sing along to songs that say it. Like, I'll skip that word in the song. I'll say N-word if I have to use it.
Right.
And I leave it just at that.
But it is mine to say. And when we talk about people who say, well, my grandfather died in civil rights for that word, he didn't die for us not to use that word. He died so I could use that word. He died so that word would not have power over me. So you can't hurt my feelings or crack my face back calling me a nigga, even if you are a Confederate. You can't kill me with that bullshit because I already know who I am. And at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. Who are you? Do you know who you are? And if you really know who you are, can't nobody hurt you with no kind of words or anything else. You know, I'm Michael motherfucking Colyar. I know who I am. And no one can diminish that, even if they don't like the words I'm saying. You know, I mean, I try to walk my life in such a way where I don't deliberately hurt anybody. I don't want to bring harm to nobody. Just like I don't get in beefs with people. I've been here now 33 years doing comedy in LA. And you ain't gonna never go read no scandalous shit about me saying bad shit or doing bad stuff because I don't need to do that. I don't have to make you feel bad for me to feel good. You know, I don't roll like that.
And you know, the fact that someone has that much power over you by just uttering a word, I think is something that's concerning, you know, because that in turn puts a lot of power on that other person. You see what I'm saying? If I know that I could instantly upset you by saying certain things, that puts me, you know, at an advantage over you because I know that you're going to act emotionally and potentially rationally just by me hitting that trigger. And no other person should be able to have that type of control over you. And that's why with these words, I mean, it's an interesting conversation.
It's a very interesting conversation. And I make my living with words. I love words. I adore words, you know. And so I write poetry and I write plays and I say words. I love to read, you know. And I know a lot of people try to say black people don't read, but all the black people I know read. You know, there's a lot of folks that are illiterate that are black and white, but the people who are in power are all readers. You got to be able to read because you got to understand what's going on.
100%.
You know, I mean, they have a terrible joke, but it's funny, but it's fucked up. If you want to hide something from black men, hide in the book. It's fucked up.
Chris Rock, I think that
but
was.
But it's funny. Well, it's older than him.
Oh, it's older than him?
Oh, it's way older than him.
That's the first time I heard it.
Yeah, people been telling, but jokes, they ain't but 7 real jokes anyway. You know, yes, everything else is a variation of those.
What are the 7 jokes?
I don't know them. I don't know them. But there's only variations of those original jokes because everybody else is just taking and twisting and taking other things and making fun of it. But there's some jokes that are just terrible, but they're just funny to tell, you know? Like a little boy walked in on his mama having sex, mother and father having sex, but the mother didn't see him, but the father did. And the father thought it was kind of cool, gave him a thumbs up, old wink of the eye. The kid was terrified. He bagged back out the room. So next day, the father walked in on the boy getting busy with the grandmother. The father was mad, and the little boy said, see, shit ain't that funny when it's your mama, is it? You know, so some jokes are fucked up, but they funny, you know? And they all just originate
I just laughed at an incest joke. I can't believe, I feel
right,
I feel
terrible.
dirty
it's
inside
terrible.
right
and
now.
Don't tell it to your mama.
I'm laughing at
it's
incest.
Terrible.
This is awful.
But, you know, that's the nature of what we do. You know, we're artists and comedians. We're supposed to deliver information. And I think we're supposed to deliver it in a way that's funny and enlightening so you let your guards down and then we could slip in some stuff that we want to tell you, that we want to get you to know. But we shouldn't do harm.